Hello all, right, always thinking of anything that might be useful, and it occurred to me that it would be good to know when to quote low and when to quote high, because you know, like sometimes, sometimes it's out of your hands. Certain jobs will pay more from certain people. Certain shippers have a tendency to pay more than others, but not always. But that's something that you'll just learn in time. The more jobs you do from, you think, I've done that job before, I know how much they pay, I know what that one's worth. But there are certain things that are going to act in your favour. So what I'm going to do, I've written this down on a piece of paper because I'm going to forget otherwise. But when to quote high? When something's got a specific drop-off time. Like, for example, it says, collect between 9:30 and 11:30, must be dropped off at 1:30. And you think, that's like an hour apart. So I'm going to get that at like 11:30, or also late in the day. You want to start as early as possible. If collection time 11 o'clock or 10:30, you think I might be able to squeeze one in before that, but that's not always that easy. You don't want to be late for the jobs, you don't want to risk negative feedback, so you think, well, that's bottled me up for the beginning of the day now, so. And then when I get there, they might go, no, you've got to wait over there, mate. We can't let you into, you've got a booking time, 1:30. We can't let you in. So you're going to want more money for that job because you're going to be on it for longer. And you can't turn around and say, oh, I've got here at 11:30, I want waiting time. So you're not actually due there till 1:30. So you ain't going to, your waiting time starts at 1:30. So if it's got specific times, quote more. Also, if it's an out of the way location, if it's going to West Wales, or if it's going to bits of Scotland, or if it's going down to Plymouth, you've got very little chance of getting a job coming back. So as a result, you've got more chance of coming back on the dead miles. So you might want to quote them, money and a half, even double money. So you quote them the round trip. Quote them for the miles there and for the miles back. They're unlikely to pay it, but if you just quote them normal money, you've got a very good chance of thinking, I'm doing all right here, get out there, come back empty. At the end of the day, you think, I made less money than I would be if I was running around town. You're wasting your time. If somebody's got an early pickup or a late drop-off, not everybody wants to do that. Collecting at 2 o'clock in the morning coming out of Slough, people don't want to do that, particularly on the trucks, but even with the vans. Must be delivered at 11 o'clock at night. Meet the fitters on site at 10:30. People don't want to do that, so as a result of which, that job is going to be worth more money because it's going to get less bids. Most people start at 7, finish at 6, 7 o'clock at night. Outside those times, you've got less, the shipper's going to get less bids. Also, if it's something specific, with me it says needs at least 6 metre clearance, because there's a lot of people that are running their 7.5 tonnes that are running their Mitsubishi things. They've only got 4.8, so they're not got the same thing. Must have 2 point, must be, also with me through the side, because I've got the advantage on some of the 18 tonnes because I've got 250 clearance through the side of mine. The only other vehicle I know that's got 250 clearance on the side of it is a 6-axle. So again, if they're trying to move a pallet, which has got to be moved upright, and it's 2 metres 45 going up, and they can't turn it over, I'm going to quote them bigger money because I know they've got, it's either me or an Arctic. Same with you. If you've got a Luton, you might be able to get a 5 metre pole in, angle to angle. They've got 2 choices. They book you as a Luton, or they book a 7.5. They're going to want to book the Luton, but you will get more money for it. When to quote low, and I'm sure there's other ones, and we're doing the follow-up videos now, so you can come on to that one. When you really want it. Say, for example, you've driven from Dunstable down to Southampton, and you've got decent money going down there, and a job pings up Southampton and Dunstable, you go, I'm having that. That's taking me home. I'm going to give them, I'd give them 150 a mile if I really wanted it. It may be sometimes even less, because it would actually not very much, very often, very less, but if something's going to take you home, you think, well, I'm going to go home anyway, I'll have that. But you've got to take into account, there might be some aggravation involved. You quote them cheap and you get there and it's like, oh, we're not ready for 2 hours, mate, or it's like, oh, I've done myself in here. So don't be too cheap on it, but that's one way you might want to quote cheap. If the pickup window is large, if they're saying collection between 10 in the morning and 6 o'clock at night, they are not in the hurry up. So if you quote them real money, they're going to go, I've got 8 hours. I can sit and wait until the right bid comes in. Maybe if it's between pick up at 10 in the morning and 6 o'clock at night and it gets to like 4:30, then you might have more chance. But if it's a large pickup window, they're going to be looking for a cheaper price. And if it's a good area, if for example, like the one I did this morning, I had to pick it up in Oxford, but drop in Daventry. And I think Daventry is a good area. I'm not far from. I've got Coventry. I've got Birmingham. I've got Kettering. There's a load of Northampton, MK. Not that far from all these places. So I'm going to give them that a little bit cheaper because I know when I finish, I've got a much better chance of getting my second job, which is exactly what happened. That's why I'm in Daventry right now. So I'm sitting waiting for them to get this furniture together. But in the meantime, I'm sure there are other reasons that you guys will come up with where you think, oh, don't forget, Pete, when this, don't quote cheaper for this, quote dearer for this. But we're doing the follow-up videos now, so I'll stick them in a follow-up video. Please follow the link when it comes out there. It might not be out there yet, but it'll be out there soon. And in the meantime, take care, take money.